these are like these guys, the poppies, Iceland poppies.
Oh yeah, I
See,
love
this is a
that.
seedling that just sprouted up, so I'll move it forward. There's a little lobelia I just planted there, so this. I fixed all this soil.
And
When I first came here, the soil was really in bad shape, but now I got the soil right. Yeah, some of these are lobelias that are just sprouting up. This is a mallow, but I don't want it. These are little daisies. They come in.
Where? Oh, those daisies. Okay.
Just like this, they sprout up.
Seriously?
Automatic. These are volunteers as well. This is a type of chrysanthemum that I've got in certain spots, and it makes a big bouquet. And it's a good filler in between, because now I'm kind of waiting for the sunflowers
to put the chrysanthemums in between.
These things sprout up by seed. They're everywhere. I've never grown them before, but here they are. So I just deal with what I got. A lot of this stuff I grew from seed.
This is so awesome.
There's some delphiniums and some foxtails and stuff like that. But then I grabbed these petunias. These are specialties. Really, really nice. Great color.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that color. The variegated.
Yeah,
like
that's a great
purple
color.
In there.
It's kind of bronze and lavender and brown.
Oh, how
kind of
lovely.
But yeah, things are just starting to swell.
And they just pop around on. They just kind of.
What I have now is I've got these daylilies, but they've got some slugs in there, and we don't spray anything here, so it's all natural. But I don't even put out snail bait. I just actually pick them with my fingers.
Okay.
But I get down, and I know where they are, so and there can be a few. This is a petunia that's volunteered right there. That'll fill in. Here's another lobelia. So
and that's because of the soil that's so good, and then the wind blowing the seedlings, or?
Yeah, these I planted, but I grew these from seed. Those are lobelia, so I can spread those around because there's many, many plants in here.
Oh, this is so cool.
See, one thing about me is a lot of people plant things, but I have no qualm moving things whenever I want.
To get your concept.
Yeah, if you work quickly, you can move anything.
But once it's established, you can't really move it, or?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
Once established, then I take cuttings and I make clones. I'll show you.
Oh, I love this.
I just did some over here. I'll show you. They have these little things, these little egg deals. I don't know. So I made sure it was down, and I put these ivy geraniums in there because ivy geraniums.
Yeah, they grow anywhere, huh?
But it's a great little plant, so it's established.
Love them.
So I just cleaned it up inside because it was a little thick. So I like light moving under my plants. I like an interface. Here's a plant I just bought this week. It's kind of a cool little orange daisy. But instead of just jamming it into the ground, I take the square pot and I make the roots flat like this.
Right, yeah, I was told to do that.
So it's very important, and to make sure that it's cleaned out. I cleaned all the rough stuff.
Okay.
And then I pulled out some of these lowers.
Now, do you convert those?
Yeah, these are clones of this plant. So
do you have to stick them into water, or can you just stick them right in the ground?
You just go just like this, and boom, we're done. So I've got about 5 plants out of 1. But the fact is, this plant might not live for some reason, but then these will. Another trick, if you're not sure, put them in a group, and then when they start establishing, then you can move them again.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I used to work for a plant hybridizer, and we did this all day long. But actually, this year I wasn't sure, but I think I can do that with the sunflowers. I've taken some pieces of the sunflower, and I'm rooting them, so I can actually move those as well.
From this sunflower plant?
See, all these are going to start branching. These little guys, the branches are going to be 6 feet over here pretty soon. These things will get about this tall, this wide.
Oh my God!
So in about a month and a half,
taller than you.
Yeah, these are 5 or 6 foot. See now the
oh my God!
See the bumblebees like all this stuff.
Sure.
And then the bees come in on all these, but you got to wait till they're blooming. But
wow, this is just so cool.
Yeah, I've gotten in trouble before gardening because I let things naturalize. But when I lived in Oregon, and a lot of my friends were organic farmers, and they harvested seed and they sold the seed. And seed a lot of hybrids, a lot of non-natural plants, the seeds aren't viable, and certain of the hybrids they're not. So that's what they call heirloom seeds, and they've been trying to
germinate them, or
no, they just make them available. And the key, the people that I was with up there, they want you to be able to buy a packet of seeds, grow your lettuce, save 5 or 6 of them, and let them mature.
And then take those seeds.
Harvest your own seeds.
Yes.
And next year you have viable seeds.
Yes.
You don't have to buy it again.
Right. Yes.
So, I mean, we're not talking about a business. We're talking about just people that want to grow food for themselves.
Right.
You know, some people in Oregon,
So
maybe in
cool.
California, have pretty large properties. But the fact is, you can do that, and that's the whole concept. A lot of plants, you buy seed and you grow it up. The seed is not viable. It's not what they call viable, I guess. There's another word. Anyway.
So how would you know if your seed is going to be viable?
Well, hopefully all this stuff is. A lot of it is because it's growing. So that's one way to tell.
Is that your soil? Because of your soil?
Well, part of it, but the soil in these beds luckily is pretty good. The soil in this is more of a natural zone. The soil in these areas was really good. But I've gone back through and I've
Awesome.
I've worked it. See, one of my tricks is this thing. This is a tree planting tool that they use in the forest, and nobody knows what they are here because I used to live in the forest. But this is what you take this and you swing it and you plant the trees. That's how you do it in the forest. You throw the hoe like that.
Oh wow! You get a whole bunch.
And you do that really quickly because you plant like 1,000 trees a day. And almost never is the soil like this, where you can put the hoe all the way in one swing.
Wow! Look how deep it goes.
Hitting rock. This is the small hoe. The real hoes are about this big for bare root trees, because the bare root trees have longer roots. This is for what they call a plug hoe, for like a tree with a little bit of soil on it. They have little plug tubes.
Oh.
For certain trees.
Yeah.
Usually the trees that are a little more dainty, like cedar trees, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Certain trees are kind of more fragile than others. But anyway, this thing, when I'm hitting the soil over here, I'm able to quickly fracture it, you know?
Right.
And it doesn't take me long. Plus, in my old age, I can lean it.
This is just so cool.
When I bend down like this, I've got something to hold on to if I'm reaching. This is the greatest tool ever. But
nope, I've never seen that.
That's called a hodad.
A hodad?
Hodad, yeah. It's a great tool. It's got a hickory handle, and it's just so good.
Very cool. I have to go on a rocket boat here. And you just shared it with me. Yes, we're going on the rocket boat.
Yeah, see this thing too. I've taken some of the liquid kelp fertilizer. The light version, the bloom version, has a lot less nitrogen in it, and I got it really wet, and then I let it drain, and then I added a little on top, so it's really helping.
Now, is there what do I want? Irrigation that's going to be watering all this?
Yeah, there's irrigation, but I water as well because it's just not enough.
Yeah.
It's hard to water here and give it enough.
Okay, I was wondering
Plus,
that.
I have to keep fracturing the soil.
Okay.
For years, they just used the irrigation system, but you know what? Irrigation systems have kind of a timeline.
Well, and you're not
and their effectiveness actually diminishes over time. So you have to keep modifying it, and then you have to keep working your soil and fracturing it.
This is so cool.
This is the fertilizer that I use. This is a good one.
See, now you're doing a commercial.
But it's very good. It's all organic and
for
it's,
general.
Yeah.
For
this
just
is
generally all. There's no specific.
Well, this is one that I'm using. This has a higher content of nitrogen. 16 is kind of high. But then this other one is the one I use when I'm going a little easier. And then this one is 3. So you always look at the first number. That's like the fire.
Okay.
16 is a high number.
So
typically organic fertilizer, most of the time they don't even go over 10. But this guy, I don't know, he uses sea kelp. And kelp is very it's very fertile. But he makes it into crystals. See,
and that's the organic.
It's water soluble. So it's kind of nice. Of course, see, it's made in Garberville. So back in 30 years ago, before they did all this indoor.
Where's Garberville?
Garberville's up in Mendocino.
Oh, Mendocino. Okay.
There's above. It's in Humboldt. Actually.
Okay.
Okay. That's where all the most hot grows.
Oh, sure. The Bohemian Club. It's all up that way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy got smart. He made a business.
There you go.
He's had it for a long, long time, and now he's like in between. Good company, cool. But
I can't believe that those are sunflowers. That's just, now I get it.
I trim them kind of like trees because they block the sun, which I don't want. I want to keep air. See how I keep air? I've got an interface.
I love the poppies.
But see these.
Oh, here we go. Here's one coming out. There's a little sunflower, soon to be huge.
And one thing, what happens with these is they begin to see how the little tendrils are coming out. There's a little aphid in there. See the little guys here? Those are going to develop first. The ring on the outside, those will become fertile first. Okay. And they will circle toward the middle. So as it's becoming viable in itself, the flower, which is hundreds, thousands possibly of seeds.
Oh, look at them all.
Maybe not thousands.
There's a few on there.
Well, they'll keep branching. The branch will keep growing, and more flowers will keep developing. This is a small variety. It's a dwarf one, but
and I
really
see the wind.
It's fascinating watching these though, because they circle from the exterior and then they move toward the center, and the bees will follow those because those are the ripe flowers. Because every seed is a flower in itself. So there's, like I said, there's hundreds.
Every sunflower seed?
Well, see the
yes, I do.
See, this one's very, very young, but see, these are starting to. Those are the pollen receptors. There, those little high tops. See, this is, and it works toward the middle. And the larger ones are really fascinating. What we see is all the activity, and then at the end, when they become germinated, and then they turn into seeds, then the birds eat all the seeds out.
Darn those birds.
I do it because I want them.
Right.
Because I don't have any use for them.
What's your name? Michael, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. I'm going to share this with my kids too. Educating them. Bye-bye. Hold on to my hat for sure. On the rocket boat we go.
Okay.
Well, that was fun. Okay. Next, explore San Francisco. There's our boat. Here's our tickets.
Take your ticket.
Take your ticket.
They already ripped everyone else's but ours.
That's all right. It's not like it's crowded.
They said 1:30 and you